Hello, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your Maker 2199 bringing you guys another tips and tricks series, maybe slash commentary. So, a video back, I guess, depending on the scheduling of this video coming out, I made a channel update on two videos, one Gears of War and one Call of Duty, and I did mention that that I wasn't gonna be doing subs for subs and all of that. And the thing is that I'm not trying to discourage people to come and comment on my channel. All I'm saying is that I'm not really engaged in that because it doesn't really work, or it hasn't worked for me so far, and I don't really plan to continue to waste time on things that aren't working or paying off. And if in case you guys are wondering, because I know that a lot of people ask themselves, when is the best time to, follow a YouTuber and be a part of a channel, and that's when he's most active, because that's when he's putting out constant content that you guys might enjoy and all of that, on a regular basis. And that is something that I've been doing right now for almost a month, and I would encourage you guys to come and check the channel out, right now that I'm active and I have the time to do so, because I've been posting a ton. And hopefully if you do enjoy the content, you will sub and all of that. So let's get part to this tips and tricks, before we run out of time here. And this one I'm going to be talking about the Gnasher. Now, I've been having a lot of trouble with the Gnasher, and this wasn't the case during the beta, and that's because I was super used to Gears of War 3 being the Gears of War game that I played most. Super used to it, and I believe that this Gnasher is identical, in many ways, basically identical to the Gears 3 Gnasher. It's a little funky, I know. I've heard a lot of people complain about it and all of that, and I've complained about it myself. It's a little weird. It's not as balanced as it was on Gears 3, but the core mechanics, I believe, are super similar or basically the same as Gears 3. So the thing that you need to keep in mind is that distance, the Gnasher is most effective at a close range. You are able to hit people at a bit of a distance, but it's not going to take them down. You're going to have to take 2 shots or maybe 3, depending on the distance. And then beyond that certain distance, it's going to be ineffective. So right there, I took that kill because the person on top wasn't going to be able to. But yeah, to get back to it, so keep in mind that it's a really close quarter combat gun. And every time that you use it, or you're going to engage a player, keep in mind that you're going to have to be using it close quarter and all of that good stuff. So right here you see me miss a few shots, and that's basically because I had no clue where the Gnasher or where the aiming was at. I was having difficulty, and the biggest issue was Gears Ultimate. That took a lot away from me because it was shooting from the middle of the screen, and this one's shooting from the barrel. So the best tip that I can give you guys right away is to aim a little bit. Look at your kind of like your elbow and ear, or take a look at your barrel, but it's a little bit difficult to keep track of your barrel. So I kind of aim right to the ear and kind of like elbow. In terms of going out in distance, a little bit outside the elbow, and that's the most effective way to get a Gnasher shot, a blind fire, because I find that for most instances, super close combat, you're not going to be able to aim, in my opinion, that effectively. So I would use a blind fire, and that's what I would look for. Aim it a little bit, just a little bit more right of the elbow, and kind of like ear height, if that makes any sense. So that's what I'm trying to do. Position the player to the right side of your screen, and you'll be able to take them out. And the other thing that I've noticed also with the Gnasher is that so far, most players use it to pop shot. It's the most effective way, because not just me, but a ton of players have been having a lot of difficulties, trying to figure out where the blind fire is going to hit and all of that. So hitting the quick pop shot, in those of you that have played Call of Duty or whatever, a pop shot is kind of like taking a quick scope, or a no scope. Well, not a no scope, but a quick scope. Just push the trigger to aim and shoot. You make sure you know where your aim is going to change, because it's going to change on screen. Make sure you know where it's going to be, and then take the shot, which is going to be a little bit more to the center of the screen, usually. closer to the face of the player, around again the ear ish. That's what I've noticed. But pop shotting is really popular right now, and it's actually more effective, in my opinion, at range than at close quarters. Unless you have like a super ridiculous like sensitivity, you're not gonna be that effective, in my opinion, or at least I haven't been that effective pop shotting from close range. And from really close range shots, do try to get accustomed to that hip fire, because it's only gonna make you a better player, and that's what it's all about. So keep that in mind, and this is something, I don't like making reviews or anything like that, or reviewing a map unless I already know. Like that guy pop shotted me right there, and if you pop shot from that distance, it's a kill, and if I would have hit my hip fire, it would have been a kill as well, because he was way too close. As long as it was effective, as long as I know where the critical range is on my shots, it's gonna land. And just look at the player walking. He's kind of like holding the barrel of the shotgun at an angle. That's why I'm telling you, like a little bit right. It's basically the Gears of War 3 mechanics. If you guys remember how you aimed at Gears 3, it's the same concept, just on a different game basically. But yeah, this Gnasher is way too beast for pop shot. So if you're not super close, if you're at pop shot range, which is not too far but not too close, not dangerously close, where you're basically touching your opponent, then pop shot. That's the best way to get the kill. But if you're further than that, if you're further than that, then hard aim, I would recommend it instead of hip firing, because it does become a little bit more difficult to hip fire at a longer distance. And from super close proximity like that, I would have just hip fired like I tried doing right there, although thankfully my teammate got him, because I missed the shot. But yeah, it's all about becoming a better player, and this is really old footage. So that's the reason why, part of the reason why my Gnasher is a little bit off, and it's still just off because it's just an awkward gun for this game, and I know a lot of the community has been having the same issue, but that's your basic Gnasher, quick shot, pop shot, and then hard aim, whatever you call it, and take a shot, follow the player, take a shot. Be effective, to start memorizing yourselves with the range, the effectiveness of the weapon, and be effective. If you're further, than the effective range of the Gnasher, then switch to an assault, a pistol, whatever is going to get the job done. That's what it's all about. It's about getting the W at the end of the day. It's not about me getting a monstrous amount of kills. It's about helping out my team, so hopefully you guys keep that in mind, play for the team, don't play for clips. But although it's fun, it's fun to do it every once in a while, but yeah, just keep that in mind. And hopefully you guys have more fun. Hopefully these subtle tips will help you guys become a better player. And later on we'll start talking about wall bouncing and Gnashering and all of that, and how to try to get yourself into positions. But this, like I said, we're going slowly at it. For those players that have never played or are having like issues with the core basics, we're gonna go very slowly at these tips and tricks and then go about it. And as I was saying, I would never review something before I already know what I'm talking about, so I practice a lot with it. I already kind of have a sense, and if you could see right there at that shot, that guy was a little bit to my right. He was so close that it didn't really matter, where I took the shot, but as long as he's a little bit to the right of my ear, at that proximity, he was going to be dead. And for further ranges, it goes a little bit further out, more towards the elbow and stuff, but kind of like your head or ear, take that as a reference to measure where your shot's gonna go. And yeah, that's basically it for these tips and tricks. Hopefully this will help you guys with your mechanics, or give you a reference point of where to aim, how to aim, and when to use the shotgun. Like I said, close proximity and all of that. And I wouldn't review a gun for you guys and post it up just to post a video. These are tips that are gonna hopefully help you become a better player. And that's the name of the game, I guess. And hopefully that is true. And if you guys did like, leave a sub, leave a like, leave a comment, do whatever you guys will, or follow me on Twitter. As I said, I'm gonna be playing. I always have an open lobby, and I'm always willing to play with people. Although, like I've mentioned, I might not be using a mic, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully you guys up your game and have more fun. Thank you all. I'll see you guys on the next one.